What is the divorce process in New York like? Ending a marriage can be one of the most stressful experiences in life, but understanding the New York divorce process can ease the uncertainty. New York recognizes both fault-based and no-fault grounds for divorce, with the most common ground being an irretrievable breakdown of the marriage for at least 6 months. This means you do not have to prove wrongdoing by your spouse, only that the relationship cannot be repaired. Divorces follow a structured path through the Manhattan Supreme Court, which governs property division and spousal maintenance under Domestic Relations Law Section 236(b), and decides child custody and child support under Section 240. New York uses equitable distribution, so marital assets are divided fairly rather than equally. Understanding whether your case is uncontested or contested is crucial because it determines the complexity, cost, and timeline of the proceedings. An uncontested divorce means both parties agree on major issues and can submit a settlement agreement along with their paperwork. These cases often require no court appearances beyond preliminary conferences and tend to move faster. A contested divorce arises when spouses cannot agree on one or more issues and requires court intervention, discovery, depositions, motion practice, and potentially a trial. Contested cases involve preliminary conferences, compliance conferences, and settlement conferences to narrow disagreements, but if no settlement is reached, the case proceeds to trial before a judge. Before filing, you must satisfy New York's residency requirements, which include living in the state for at least 2 years, being married in New York, or having grounds that happened in the state. These rules ensure the court has jurisdiction and may require waiting or filing in another state if they are not met. The divorce process follows 6 key steps. Step 1 is filing the divorce papers by submitting a summons with notice or a summons and verified complaint, which informs your spouse of the divorce and outlines your requests for property, support, and custody. Step 2 is serving the defendant with the summons, notice of automatic orders, and notice concerning continuation of healthcare coverage within 120 days by someone other than you. Service ensures the defendant receives official notice and has the opportunity to respond, and alternative service methods exist if your spouse cannot be located. Step 3 is the defendant's response, which must usually be filed within 20 days after personal service or 30 days in other situations. The defendant can file an answer addressing each allegation, sign an affidavit of defendant agreeing not to contest the divorce, or do nothing, which may result in a default judgment granting your requests. Failing to respond means losing the opportunity to present positions on property division, custody, or support. Step 4 involves settlement negotiations or trial preparation. Uncontested cases focus on drafting a settlement agreement that becomes part of the final judgment, while contested cases require discovery and potentially motions for temporary relief. Step 5 covers court appearances and trial. Preliminary and compliance conferences set deadlines and encourage settlement. Settlement conferences give a final chance to resolve issues, and if settlement fails, the case goes to a bench trial where a judge hears evidence and issues a decision and order. Trials are time-consuming and expensive and remove control from the parties, so judges and attorneys strongly encourage settlement. Step 6 is obtaining and filing the judgment of divorce, the final order that ends your marriage, which outlines grounds, property division, custody arrangements, support obligations, and spousal maintenance. The judge signs the judgment after reviewing documentation, and it must then be filed and entered with the county clerk's office to complete the process. Uncontested divorces in Manhattan typically finalize within 3 to 6 months when documents are complete. Contested divorces usually take 9 to 18 months or longer due to discovery, motions, conferences, and trial preparation. Court fees include $210 for obtaining an index number, $95 for a request for judicial intervention in contested cases, and $125 to file your final judgment after an uncontested divorce, but you may apply for a fee waiver if you cannot afford these costs. Attorney fees vary and depend on issues like custody, support, assets, motion practice, and trial, so obtaining a written fee agreement is important. Because every divorce is unique, hiring a knowledgeable lawyer to guide you through the process is essential. An experienced divorce lawyer can also explain the difference between contested and uncontested cases and help you choose the right path. A Manhattan family law attorney can help you meet deadlines, prepare documents, negotiate settlements, and advocate for your interests at trial. The law office of Richard Roman Shum focuses on clear communication, practical planning, and decisive advocacy for clients throughout Manhattan. Clients value the law firm for calm counsel and strong litigation skills that aim for fair outcomes with minimal disruption. Whether you live in Midtown, the Upper West Side, the Financial District, or anywhere else in New York City, the firm handles filing, discovery, settlement negotiations, court appearances, and trials. For tailored legal assistance from a skilled Manhattan divorce attorney, contact the law office of Richard Roman Shum. You can reach the law office of Richard Roman Shum, Esq at 20 Clinton Street, FRNT 5D, New York, New York, 10002, or call 646-259-3416. This law firm stands ready to support you through each step.